I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje Joda Zoge Jonam Lo Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyapso Chi Kage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Penjere Sanje Dubarai Sho Sanje Joda Zoge Jonam Lo Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyapso Chi Kage Jinso Gebe Sonam Dola Penjere Sanje Dubarai Sho Sanje Joda Zoge Jonam Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyapsuch Dage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Benjira Sanje Drupara Sho Om Ye Dharma He Tu Prabhava He Tum Te Sham Datha Gato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Niroda Evam Vati Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Etu Prabhava Etum Te Sham Datha Gato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Niroda Evam Bhati Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Te Sham Tatha Gato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaya Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, there's one question here. Is quite the good question. It says, in the verse number 10, you said self doesn't exist, self-Atman. Doesn't, because Atman means a permanent entity. Okay, by the way, I did not say that. I did not say that Atman means three colors. Generally speaking. By the way, whose question is this? Okay, so I do not say, okay. In fact, there are many things which Bhavani is growing so fast. At the same time, there's one danger that he may tell people, Geshe said this, which I didn't say. You're getting it? So what I'm saying is that the self has Atma. In loose sense, Atma is a self. Self, generally, it exists. So how you use the word Atma, depending on that, you will say whether it exists, not exists. So ordinary people, when they say Atma, self exists, there's no harm. Only when you say the self is permanent, unitary, independent, when characterized by three attributes, such a self does not exist. For example, the fan exists, but if it's a permanent fan, this thing does not exist. So this distinction must be made. You're getting it? For example, the table exists, but the permanent table doesn't exist. Self exists, a permanent self doesn't exist. But the self which lasts forever exists. Because, say, we live eternally. Not as, for example, Dorji. It's just one life. One life, Dorji. But I'm not just one life. Previous life, next life. This I spreads across eternity. But Dorji is within one life. You getting it? So the self, if the ordinary people, they say Atma is a self, it exists. When you attach the word permanent, then it doesn't exist. Fan exists, permanent fan doesn't exist. You're getting it? This decision you have to make. Then it says, You said we all have Buddha nature, which is permanent. And even the Buddha nature, I didn't say is permanent. Okay, it's quite scary, Bhavani. I'll not let you go to America. I'll make you to stay with me till I'm confident in you. You go, you can represent what I say. Otherwise, very dangerous. And that is red. Very dangerous. Which we are trying to reveal. So why this can't be called self? Okay. So Buddha nature, the two kinds I mentioned in this class. The Buddha nature. Somebody asked the question, Buddha nature, is it permanent or not? I said Buddha nature is two kinds, permanent Buddha nature and impermanent Buddha nature. There are two. You getting it? There are two. So okay, so this is what you need to remember. Good. Thank you. Question is good. Very good question. Okay. Anila's attendant came. Okay, now we are on. And particularly, I would say that those from the group discussions, those questions from the group discussions, if you feel unsettled, those, I would say that from group discussions, those questions which you feel require, which you think require to be heard by everybody, and then the group leaders, please place them on my table. Okay, good. So we're reading verse number 12. So the Buddha taught different teachings. Which page number? 151. 151. Verse number. Okay, we already read verse number 11. Let me say this once more. Buddha gave different teachings depending on the mental predispositions of the people. So according to Buddha gave teachings. So for some people, the Buddha said the five aggregates are the loads, and the person is a load carrier, meaning that there's a person which is independent, permanent, unitary, and independent, away from the five aggregates. This is one teaching which Buddha gave. Now, for the Shravakas, for the disciples, meaning the Shravakas, in Tibetan, Lopa. And this word Lopa is used to refer to the Shravakas. Lopa means students or disciples. And for them, the Buddha taught that the aggregates, five aggregates, in other words, the five aggregates, they exist truly. Now to the Bodhisattvas, the Buddha taught something different, higher level, where the Buddha said, none of the five aggregates truly exists. Okay, 12. Excellent among the bipeds meaning human beings, and the excellent among them, the Buddha, the one who is awakened fully, always taught as well, with respect to each of the aggregates, aggregate form appears as a mass of form, which does not have any essence, is empty of objective reality. Feelings resemble bubbles in water. Discrimination is like a mirage. Mirage, which looks like water, you go there, no water, is illusion. Metal formations are like the plantain trees. Metal factor, what is that? Aggregate of metal factors. What is that? Composite factors. Aggregate of composite factors. So here, metal formation means, and the aggregate of composition factors, usually how we translate it. It's like plantain trees. Plantain trees meaning tree which looks so strong. That's the stem looks very strong. You cut it, inside is hollow. So the example that we gave this morning, say, as a young or old, you just go into this, you just see the atoms. There's no young and old. It's all the same age. Okay. Consciousness is like a magical illusion. Illusion of the boys, girls, horses, and so forth. You go there, there's nothing to hold on to. So this is how all the five aggregates, they are like illusion. They are objectively empty. Okay. Presenting the aggregates In this manner, the Buddha taught thus to the Bodhisattvas. For the Bodhisattvas, whose mental factor is higher, to them the Buddha taught nothing exists truly. So our job is okay. The saying, I would say, in a way, I would also fall in the same category that the earlier days, not nowadays. Nowadays, I'm a little different. Earlier days, if somebody says that what the Buddha taught is wrong, I would be very upset. Now, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. If there's what the Buddha taught is not correct, I may say, tell me precisely which. Then I may explain. You getting it? So, one is for your well-being. It's not that we have to follow Buddha. Not necessary. Not necessary. Because it's Buddha, because it's my religion. No. It's outdated. So whatever is for your well-being, what the Buddha taught is very relevant. You take it. What Jesus Christ taught is very relevant. You take it. What's wrong? What's wrong? In fact, believe it or not, what happened was that this is a very important message. In fact, in a big Muslim university, Aligarh University, in a big Muslim university, so interfaith service where attendance was thousands of people there. So I began my talk by saying that I want to share a story with you. This is how I began. I want to share a story, and everybody's rapt attention. I said that there were few men, like 5 or 6, 7 men, about to throw stones to kill a girl, to go for throwing stones to the girl. For what? For the adultery which the girl was said to have committed. Suddenly a gentleman came. A gentleman came and told all the men, that the first man to throw stone should be the one who did not commit any sin in your life. All the men threw their stones. Then I asked the audience, how many of you appreciate this gentleman who made all these men discover who they are? They point the finger to the girl. They did not point the finger to themselves. And this gentleman made these people to point the finger to themselves and discovered that they all made the same mistakes. They throw the stones. My question to you is, this was a question that I asked to the audience. How many appreciate this gentleman? His smartness, his compassion? How many appreciate? This is my question. Then the audience, almost everyone raised hands. We appreciate this gentleman. And I asked, do you know who this gentleman is? Only few people, 2 or 3 people who are Christians, they raised their hands. I asked, who is that gentleman? These people said, it's Lord Jesus Christ. You're getting it? If I begin the story, few men people come to stone their girl to death, and Lord Jesus Christ came. All people who are non-Christians, they will block their ears. Full stop. They'll not listen to the story. How biased we are. We are not ready to listen, to get the gems others have. We are not listening to take the gems. We are not ready to take the treasures, simply because we are separated by these superficial religious differences. We are not ready to. We are not open. This is our close-mindedness. So I said that this is a problem. If I tell the story, Jesus Christ came, most of you will close your ears, not listen to my story. When I said gentleman came, you see this is not about religion. It's not about something from some another religion. Oh, we appreciate it. So this is where we need to maintain open mind. Keep in mind, it's not for your religion, it's for your well-being. Don't forget it. For your well-being, that the hidden treasure inside is to be awakened. And if you want to label this hidden treasure, say if you're a Muslim, call it the hidden treasure of the Allah. If you're Hindu, say Ram is inside me. That needs to be awakened. Or Christian, Jesus Christ is within me. That needs to be awakened. Just say that. What's the difference? Give them different labels. Finally, that has to be awakened. And then you become fearless. You feel the infinite joy and happiness. That is a purpose. And spread this joy and happiness to others. That is the purpose of all these great teachers' appearance on planet Earth. Okay. Next, 14. That which is characterized by the four great elements, or now element of form. What is form? Physical form, aggregated form. Aggregated form is like an illusion. How is it like illusion? Because we said that the age, young or old, this is illusion. In a loose sense, I can say illusion. In a strict sense, I can say illusion-like. So there's a difference between illusion and illusion-like. In a loose sense, I guess illusion. In strict sense, I can say it's illusion-like. Why? From distance, what is distance? What is the analysis known as from distance? From the conventional analysis, from distance you see as a young, old, and so forth. Close by, young and old dissolves. You're getting it? Because they're all equal atoms, and atoms are all same age. If one has them old, all atoms are old. If one has atoms young, all atoms are young, because they are same age. Okay. So now examining how the aggregate of form, feeling, discrimination, common factors, and consciousness, how each of these aggregates are like illusion. That's being explained here. Same, the person is nothing, young is nothing, but made of atoms. The body is nothing but made of atoms. Likewise, element of form is nothing but made of 6 elements. 6 elements. Within this, you see what you see as the whole. Whole's dependence on the parts. The whole disappears when you go into the parts. That which is characterized by the 4 great elements. What are 4 great elements? Earth, water, fire, air. It's clearly taught to be the aggregated form. Aggregated form, the table that we have, your body, the food that you eat, the building, the trees, they're nothing but made of these 4 great elements. It's clearly taught to be the aggregated form. The rest are invariably established, therefore it's devoid of material form. Rest meaning aggregate of the remaining aggregates. Pavani, what are the remaining aggregates? Aggregate of feeling, discrimination, composite factors, and aggregate of consciousness. So these 4 are not physical. Physical is made of 5 great elements. Okay. 15. Now it's going to be a little technical. Okay, little technical. Bear with me. Technical. Okay. So let's say we talked about the 18 elements. Is there anybody who likes to tell us what are the 18 elements? Is there anybody who can tell us what the 18 elements are? Is there anybody with his hands? Okay. As a Venerable Garabhavji's expert. Okay, Aruna. Mike. Okay, let us listen to this. If you're not too sure about what the 18 elements are, let's listen to what Aruna has to say. Hopefully you will. Yes.
6 senses, 6 objects of these senses, and 6 results.
Answer is correct, but I'm still looking for somebody else. Anyone? Answer is correct, but she said it correct. Let's listen to this these are very important concepts that we need to know. You're getting it? It's not about Buddhism, it's not about religion, it's about the reality. You're getting it? Okay. Your name? Vasim. Maxim, okay. Yes.
6 органов чувств, зрительное сознание, слух, обоняние, ощущение, и к ним еще добавляется сознание. И их воспринимающая способность и элементы, которые сами воспринимают это.
Six senses like eye consciousness,
Сенсорные элементы.
eye consciousness, then ear consciousness,
Nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness.
mind consciousness, and что еще?
6 органов чувств и их способность воспринимающая.
And their ability to perceive.
Good, thank you. Okay, the Abhinash, Mike.
6 base element, eye, ear, nose, all things, and dependent of this 6, like आँख से देखना, कान से सुनना, संज्ञा, and 6 of consciousness, विज्ञान of mental consciousness, eye consciousness.
6 consciousness, very good. Okay, Branislav.
So 6 objects, and 6 objects can be like ear object, eye object, and so forth, like all the 6 ones. Then we need sense powers, which is eye sense power, ear sense power, taste sense power, mental sense power, and then they together, like objects with sense powers, they give rise to eye sense consciousness, ear sense consciousness, mental sense consciousness, and all the rest of the 6.
Very good. Okay, thank you so much, and I'm glad. Okay, now let me see, because all these things are said. Now it becomes easy for us to contemplate on this. Will become a little easier. Okay, let's say. Okay, just if you agree with me, you getting it? So let us think of how many things are there in this universe, not on the planet Earth. I'm talking about how many things are there in the universe. We need to know all of them. How many you feel whatever exists in the universe, we need to know all of them. No way. Resents? No way. Okay. But there's an easy way of doing it. There's an easy way to do it. Just see, you instantly give up. Don't give up easily. You're getting it? Don't give up. Okay, just see the easy ways of doing that. We can know everything that is in this world. Everything that is in this world. How? Let's say that, for example, what is this? Flower. Say, if you're blindfolded, I ask you, what is this? I don't know what you're holding. I don't know. You're getting it? Why? Flower is there, but your sense power, the medium is cut. Medium is not there, so therefore the consciousness is a flower. That consciousness cannot arise. To say, oh, it's flower, you need 3 things. You need 3 things. You're getting it? Number 1 is the object. Without the object, what is there? Flower. You're getting it? Okay. I'll check it. What is here? Red flower. What is here? Huh? Nothing. Imagine a blue flower. What is here? What is here? People say blue flower. You're getting it? So this is where people think that he's a magician. There's no flower, he's a blue flower. What is my left hand? Red flower. What is my left hand? Right hand? Imaginary blue flower. No blue flower. You're getting it? You're getting it? There's no blue flower. People think that he's imaginary. I don't see anything. Now people, within 5 days, they're able to see so many things. You're getting it? Okay, it's imaginary blue flower. So what I'm saying is that for this, to say that there's a flower there, you require 3 things. One is the object. In the absence of flower, you cannot say there's a flower. So there should be the flower. Number 1, object. Number 2, the medium. If the eye sense power is lost, meaning if you're blindfolded, there's no way by which you can see the flower. So you require the eye sense power. Number 2. Even though the flower is there, Your eyes are wide open. Your eyes are wide open, but some people they sleep with the eyes wide open. Yes, some people they sleep with eyes wide open. You know that? Some people, not everyone, some. So the object is there, I sense power is there, but still the person is not seeing the flower because the mind is totally out of, not at all directed towards the flower. So therefore, what three things are required is: number one, the object. Flower is the object. Number two, the I sense power to see the object. Number three, the immediately preceding mind, which is directed towards the object. There are three things required. One is the object, number two is medium, number three is consciousness. We require these three things. Now, with respect to you seeing the flower, say in the loose sense, where can see is the object, the medium, and the mind which sees the flower. How many agree with me? Raise hands. The flower. Children raise a hand. Yes. The flower is the object, I sense power, and then the mind which sees the flower. There are three things required. And the flower and the I sense power, these two are the causes, and the consciousness seeing the flower is the result. What did I say? The flower is the object, I sense power is the medium. These two are required as causes to give rise to the result. What is the result? I see the flower. I sense consciousness, or I consciousness to see the flower is the result. There are three things happening. You're getting it? Now, my question is, how do I know everything that exists in the universe? It's very easy. Okay. So first, do you agree with me that there are two things? Whatever exists in the universe will fall under two categories. Let me repeat it. Whatever that exists in the universe can be grouped into two. Or all the human beings we can group into two. Males and the non-males. You agree? Males and the non-males. Do you agree? I'm not saying males and females. I'm saying males and non-males. You agree? You cannot think of any human being which does not fall under one of these two categories. Likewise, anything that exists in this universe, they can be grouped into two groups. One is those things which your sense consciousness, senses, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, these physical sense power, sense consciousness can see. And those which the physical sense cannot see. There are two things. You agree? Anything that is this universe, either it should be sensed by either it should be known by the sense consciousnesses, or something which the sense conscious cannot know. It falls in these two categories. Yes? How many agree with me? Raise hands. Okay. If this is acceptable to you, now what your sense can know, there are 5 kinds. Visual objects, which your eyes can see. The auditory, which your ear can hear. And the olfactory, which your nose can smell. Then the gustatory, which your tongue can taste. And the tactility, which your body can feel. 5. Those which your sense consciousness can know are these 5. You agree? Good. Now, which your sense consciousness cannot know, these all go into the second group, which your mental consciousness can know. You're getting it? Your mental, for example, tomorrow. What tomorrow is, your sense consciousness cannot see. What sense consciousness sees should be something which is current with the senses. What was your truth 10 years ago? Your sense consciousness cannot see. Is your mental consciousness can see. You're getting it, can think of. So, all the objects that exist in the universe can be classified into, say, the 6 groups. 5, which your senses can see, and the 1 group, which the sense cannot see, which your mind can see. mental consciousness can see. So these are the 6 objects. You agree? Now these 6 objects, in order for us to know that, we require the, for example, say, what is the smell of this? You touch it to your ear. Hey, what's the smell of this? You touch your ear, can you smell it? No, you don't. For the smell, you have to go to the nose. You're getting it? And what is the texture of this? Look at it. Can you see it? You cannot see it. It may look so smooth, but when you touch it, it can be very rough. For example, lion's tongue. Lion's tongue looks very cute. When you touch it, it can rip off your skin. You're getting it? Lion's tongue, it can rip off your skin. But if you look at it, it looks so cute and smooth. It's not smooth. Your eyes can be very deceptive. It requires the body sensation is required. You're getting it? So we see that there are 6 objects. To know the 6 objects, we require the 6 sense powers. So, for example, of the 6 objects, one is visual object, like the flower. So, for the flower, what medium is required? Eye sense power is required. With these 2 intact, then the eye sense consciousness as the result will arise. Likewise, nose, smell, nose and the nose consciousness. Ear, sound, ear and ear consciousness. Taste, tongue and the tongue consciousness. Tactile, body and the body consciousness. So, total, how many objects are there? In this universe, 6 objects are there. To get access to these 6 objects, we have 6 mediums, 6 senses. And with the combined together, object and the sense combined together, you get the 6 consciousnesses. So 6 objects, 6 mediums, and 6 consciousnesses. Total 18. 6 into 3, 18. These are known as the 18 elements. So in short, this universe is nothing but made of the 18 elements. You getting it? Nothing. You cannot think of anything in this universe which does not fall under one of the 18 elements. Got it? Good. So with this as a background, now let's see. 15 is going to be a little technical. Among these, the eyes, eye means eye sense power, the medium. Example, eye sense power. And what is the object? Visual object, visual form. Visual forms and so forth, which are described as the elements of the 18 elements. These should be known also as the 12 sources, meaning 6 objects and the 6 senses. Combined together, these are the sources. Sources meaning causes. Sources meaning causes. The causes, 6 objects and 6 mediums, 6 sense powers. Put together is how much? 12. So these 12 are the causes. These causes meaning sources. 12 sources. Why sources? Sources mean cause. Cause of what? Consciousness to arise. So 6 objects and 6 mediums combined together is known as 12 sources. And these 12 sources, why sources? Because they give rise to 6 consciousnesses as a result. So 12 sources plus 6 consciousnesses is 18 elements. 18. These 18 are known as the 18 elements. Okay. So these should be known also as the 12 sources and as the objects and the subject as well. So visual as the object and the sense power as the subject. And then you combine together, we have the sense sources, the sense consciousness. Okay. Next, 16. Okay, now look. Okay. Neither atom or form exists, nor sense power elsewhere. Even more, no sense power as agent exists. So the producer and produce are utterly unsuited for production. So we call these 12 as what? Sources. Sources meaning causes. Causes what? To give us to result. But they are the causes? Yes, they are causes, they are sources. But they are not objectively the sources. They're not objective sources. Then how are the sources? Hey, they're not objective sources. How are the sources? They're subjective to the sources. Objectively, they are not sources. How objectively they are not sources? Because Okay. Now the atom form, say for example, what is this? Flower. Flower is physical form. This form is nothing but made of atoms. You getting it? So say neither atom of the form exists, nor is, for example, say this flower is made of atoms. And even within atoms, the flower does not exist. Which means the flower doesn't exist objectively. Within the atoms, we don't see the flower. So flower does not exist from the object. Flower exists, not exist. Huh? Flower exists, not exist. Flower exists, but don't exist objectively. Don't exist truly. You getting it? Flower doesn't exist truly. Okay, my question to you. This is a very different question. And I want this for you to think and give me data. Anybody who can give me this answer correctly, I will ask the BodhiLeaf to give a present. Anybody who can, I'll give a present. I don't say this because if I cannot give it, you say he told us lie. And I'll request BodhiLeaf to give a present. Anybody who can give me a convincing answer to this, you getting it? So what is that? My question is, so what we're saying here is that the flower exists, but it doesn't exist objectively. You getting it? But it doesn't exist objectively. How does it exist? Subjectively. Good. My question now is, when we say the flower doesn't exist objectively, means flower doesn't exist truly. You getting it? Flower doesn't exist truly. What makes you think that if something doesn't exist truly, no, if something doesn't exist objectively, why do you call that as not truly? Why? What makes you to equate emptiness of objectivity and emptiness of true existence? How can you equate it to this? My question. You're getting it? Let me repeat this question. I don't need the answer right now. An answer you can give it later. Okay, my question is, say the flower doesn't exist objectively. That's true. With ultimate analysis, we see in the object the flower disappears. It's not there. But we also said that flower doesn't exist truly. So absence, the objective existence and true existence, these two are equated. This is equated. Saying the flower doesn't exist objectively, you say it doesn't exist truly. So what makes you equate the two? What rationality is there? What reason do you have to say that no objective existence means no true existence? Why? This is my question to you. You getting it? And say you can discuss this in a group. And then how many groups are there? 7? 9? Okay, so 9 groups. I expect the group leaders to give the answer and put it on my table. And the group, if whoever gives the correct, good answer, convincing answer, I'll read it for everybody. Whoever gives a convincing answer, I'll request the BodhiLeaf to give a present. Okay, good. So neither the atom of form exists neither the atom of the form exists, meaning neither atom of the form exists objectively. Because the flower, you get some sense, the flower doesn't exist objectively, you get some sense. Hey, do you get some sense the flower doesn't exist objectively? How? When you go close to the object, the flower disappears. Just as the flower disappears, even the atoms also disappear. Even the atoms are also made of, just the flower is made of atoms, if the atoms are also made of electrons, protons, neutrons. You getting it? So even the atoms also do not exist objectively. So therefore, neither atom of form exists objectively. So exist don't just exist. It exists. But when is it neither atom of form exists means doesn't exist objectively. Nor is sense power elsewhere. Nor the sense power, the medium exists objectively. How not? Is this question. Even more, no sense power as agent exists. So no sense power meaning I sense power helps you as an agent to see the visual object, but it does not exist as intrinsically or objectively as the agent I sense power. How? You have to prove that. Because even I sense power is also physical object. But keep in mind, there's a distinction. I sense, okay, I organ is in Tibetan we call it the migril. In Tibetan we call it migril. I sense organ, I sense power, I sense consciousness. These two are different. You're getting it? I sense consciousness, of course, it doesn't have physical form. It's a consciousness, it's a mind. It does not have a form. But I sense organ and I sense power. Both are physical, but these are not same, these are different. What do you see as eyeball? What you see as eyeball? This is known as eye organ. You're getting it? What you see as eyeball, this is not eye sense power, this is eye sense organ. In Tibet we call it migril. There's eye sense organ. This is not eye sense power. Eye sense power in Tibetan is miku ongbo or miki kiche. Miki kiche, miku ongbo. Eye sense power and eye sense organ, these two are different. Okay, so what is the difference? Eye sense organ, eye sense power is not visible to our eyes. Eye sense organ is visible. Can you see my eye sense organ? Ophthalmologists, they see my eye organ very easily. You can also see somebody else's eye organ very easily. You're getting it? Okay, so that is eye sense. What you see is not eye sense power. It's eye sense organ. What is eye sense power? This is a question. What is eye sense power? Okay, so let me put it like this. Eye sense organ is like the container. Eye sense organ is like the container, and eye sense power is like the content. For example, the juice is the content, and what is the container? The glass is a container. Likewise, eye sense organ that we see, that is a container, and it contains eye sense power. Eye sense power is not visible. You're getting it? For example, say glass is a container, and if there's no water, air is a content. You're getting it? Air is not visible, but it's there. Air is not visible, but it's there. And what is the container? The glass is a container. What is the content? The air inside that is a content. You're getting it? Likewise, eye sense organ is the container, and eye sense power is the content. So when you talk about the flower and the medium is not the eye sense organ. The eye sense power. It's not visible to our senses. It's very subtle physical form. Okay, now with this, we see that even the visual physical form is also made of atoms, and physical form disappears. It does not exist objectively. Likewise, our eye sense power is also made of parts. When you go into the parts, the eye sense power as a whole disappears. That also does not exist objectively. So therefore, then we see that if the cause does not exist objectively, then the result cannot exist objectively. How many agree with me, Resents? If the cause does not exist objectively, the result cannot exist objectively. Good. So if the physical form, visual form, and the eye sense power, if these two as a cause do not exist objectively, then eye sense consciousness as the result cannot exist objectively. Yes, Resents. Good. So third line says 16. Third line says, so the producer, the causes. Which causes? 12 sources. 12 sources as cause. Producer and the produce. The 6 consciousnesses. The 6 consciousnesses. Producer and produce are utterly unsuited for objective production. Right? From the causes, from the 12 sources as a cause, the 6 consciousnesses should be given as a result. For them, there's act of production. But even the production is not objectively real. Why not? Because the causes are not objectively real, and the effect also doesn't exist objectively. So the act of production doesn't exist. Okay. Next, 17. Okay, now the question is, okay, now from the 17 down is, we talk about Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Cittamatra, Madhyamika. Okay, now we're talking about the Cittamatra. Cittamatra who says, only consciousness exists, no external reality exists. Right? Everything. Okay, no external reality exists. Okay, imagine you're all the students of Cittamatra. You're all following Cittamatra philosophy. Flower exists or not exists? Okay, think that you are Cittamatra philosophers. Flower exists or, okay. External reality exists or not? No resents. Cittamatra mind only, no external reality resents. Cittamatra, you are Cittamatra. Flower exists or not? No resents. Flower doesn't exist, resents. Flower exists, resents. For Cittamatra. Okay, flower does not exist, resents. Okay. Those who say, I'm Cittamatra, no flower exists, these are the hopeless Cittamatras. You're getting it? These are the hopeless Cittamatras. You are bringing embarrassment to the Cittamatras. Why? Cittamatras should be those philosophers, while they reject externality, they should be able to explain the world so well. You're getting it? Which means the flower exists, the house exists, my body exists, because the Buddha, Cittamatra follows the Buddha. And Buddha said, ignorance gives rise to karma. Karma gives rise to consciousness. Consciousness gives rise to name and form. What is form? Physical object. You're getting it? So you are following the Buddha, and the Buddha taught name and form. Name refers to the mind. Form refers to the body, like the flowers, your body, and so forth. So Cittamatra accepts the form, accepts the house, accepts the body. But then why only mind? So this is where we require to understand the technicalities. What is the technicality? Cittamatra does not say that everything is mind. What this is, everything is the nature of the mind. This is difference. Reflection of the mirror. Okay, how many of you have seen the reflection of your face on the mirror? Raise hands. How many have seen the reflection of your face on the mirror? Reflection of your face in the mirror, is that mirror or not? Okay. Pamela, reflection of face on the mirror, is it mirror or not? Mike. Not sure. Okay. Here.
Отражение моего лица в зеркале – это зеркало, потому что я не могу взять это отражение и положить в карман.
Reflection of my face in the mirror is a mirror because I cannot take this reflection and put it in my pocket.
Okay, reflection of my face on the mirror is mirror. Now let us ask this little girl, Chiang. Reflection of your face on the mirror, is it mirror or not? Huh?
Yes.
What did I say?
Yes.
What did I say?
You
Is
said
yes. Reflection.
in the mirror of me.
Is it?
Is it real or not?
Yes. So what is your answer?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, which means Chon agrees with you. What's your name? Mariana. So Chon agrees with Mariana. Okay, anybody who says the reflection of my face on the mirror is not a mirror, raise hands. Okay, how many say reflection mirror in my face on the mirror is mirror? Raise hands. Okay, it's like almost half. Okay, is there anybody who likes to challenge, or who advocates that reflection mirror is not mirror, and likes to challenge those people who say it's mirror? Brinslav.
Sure. So reflection in the mirror is not a mirror because essentially they're two different things, but they're of the same nature. So in a way, like for example, like according to Cittamatra, when you have like an object, it is in the nature of the mind.
No, okay, Brinslav, this is not how it works. No, it's not complicated. So what you should be doing is that put forth any question against the advocates of the reflection mirror is mirror. You're getting it? Put forth question so that they remain defenseless.
Okay, sure. So if reflection of the mirror was really a mirror, then when you turn off the lights, can you cannot see the reflection of the mirror, right? But the mirror is still there. So how would you explain that?
This is good. Very good. When you turn off the light, there's no reflection. Reflection stops. If the reflection is the mirror is very hard, it's very expensive. It's very expensive, right? And we put off the light, mirror disappears, you're losing a lot of money. So if the reflection is the mirror is very expensive. So the mirror disappears or not disappear. One mirror is there, but reflection as a mirror is gone. So how do you explain this? Okay, so the point is, look, reflection of your face on the mirror is not a mirror. You're getting it? It's not a mirror. Okay, so the thing is that why is it this? Okay, now, oh yes, Cittamatra. Cittamatra never says that everything is mind, right? But the Buddha said, all the three realms are your own mind, merely your mind. This is what the Buddha said. So what the Buddha meant, meaning that, for example, let's say did you send the attachment? Did you have attachment with the email? Right? Do you have attachment? Do you have the desire for the email? Do you have a desire with the email? No, it is not the meaning. You're getting it? So likewise, when the Buddha says something, you have to know the context well. So in easy form, the Buddha said everything, the three realms are merely your mind. Means three realms are the nature of your mind. There's nothing beyond this. Mind as opposed to externality. Externality is rejected, nature of mind is not rejected. You're getting it? So therefore, Cittamatra should say that everything is the nature of mind. Don't say everything is mind. Everything is nature of the mind. When the Buddha said all three realms are your mind, Buddha is rejecting externality. You're getting it? Cittamatra rejects externality. Flower exists? Yes. Name and form exists. Form is physical form. Physical form, physicality, physical world exists. So physical world exists as the nature of your mind, like the reflection in the mirror. It's not outside the mirror. It's the same nature's mirror, but not the mirror. You're getting it? It's not the mind. Okay. So now we have to say that, but I can see that there's a physical world there. There's a physical external flower there. Now Cittamatra is rejecting this. Is extremely powerful reasoning. You're getting it? Okay. So let's say that you are not Cittamatra. Oh, how many of you truly feel that there's external flower here? Raise hands. There's external flower here. Raise hands. External flower. Let's get it. External flower, no flower. She's gone into three realms of your mind. Wow, three realms of your mind. Okay. External flower, no flower. External flower. I don't see flower. Look, she's still in the state, in space. External flower, no external flower. Let's get it. Huh? There's no question. The flower exists externally or not? What do you think? I'm confused. She's saying no, yes. I'm confused. What do you know? Hey, tell me. How does it appear? External or not external? External. Okay. So we see this external. We see this external. Now Cittamatra says there's no externality. What you see is not external. It's just the nature of your mind. It's like a reflection in your mind. So they have to prove it. This is a very sophisticated reasoning given by the Cittamatra. You getting it? I'm going to explain this and we'll stop here. Now, if you say that, okay, now you imagine that you're not Cittamatra. You believe in external reality. Now I'm going to give you the reason the Cittamatras give, and you have to defend it. You have to defend your position. Say that there's an external flower. So I ask you that, and that is not just external, but objectively external. You getting this? As objectively external. Now Cittamatra accepts objective, absence of external, but objective. Okay. The flower which you are seeing is made of atoms. You agree? Right? Individual atoms your eyes cannot see. You agree? Huh? Individual atoms you cannot see. You agree? Okay. Do you see the letters? Okay, do you see the letters? Children, do you see letters? Here, you see letters? Yes. Do you see letter A? No. You see the letters, but you don't see the individual letters. You're getting it? So, individual letters are the components of the whole collection. So therefore, individual atoms are the components of the whole flower. You don't see the individual atoms. You getting it? Okay. If you don't see the individual atoms and still you believe that there's something, then if not the individual atoms you see, still you see that I'm seeing flower, external flower, objectively external flower, it should be the collection. Yes? And the collection doesn't exist as a substantial reality. Because when you go in, substance means you go there, you handle, you touch it. So collection is not a substantial collection coming from your mind. Individual atoms are there, and your mind creates a sense of collection. You're getting it? Only the individuals. So you don't see the individual. What your mind creates is not visible to your eyes. What your mind creates is not visible to your eyes. So where is this external as a collection? It's not there. Individual atoms you don't see. So what you say is external flower is there because my eye could see this deceptive. So there's no externality. You getting it? Okay. This can be little subtle. Okay, how many of you think that there is external flower? Resents. How many seriously think there is external flower? Okay. Now so this in defense of Cittamatra, I'm defending Cittamatra, and you say that no, it's not mind, it's externally there. So let me say, okay, let me say this glass, I'm going to keep it here. I'm not going to touch it anymore, now keep it here. So let's say this flower exists externally or not. Just speak your mind, don't speak your philosophy. It exists? Yes, external. How do you know that it's externally there? My eye can see that. You're getting it? My eyes can see that. Your eyes can be deceptive. Okay, what answer would you give? Your eyes can be deceptive. So simply because your eye could see doesn't prove that it exists externally there. Huh?
I use my valid conventional analysis.
Okay, okay, so your one is correct.
Yes.
What do your answer is correct? Any other eyes which sees this differently, they're wrong. Is this what he's saying?
Yes.
I'm not only asking Chandra, I'm asking every one of you. How many agree with Chandra that is external there because my valid conventional analysis can see that? Reasons? In other words, my valid eye consciousness can see that. Reasons? See that as external. Okay. Which means that your eye consciousness is valid. This is what it's saying? Any other eye consciousness which sees differently from how you see, they are all wrong. Is what it's saying? Yes? No? Brainstorm. The flower is external or not?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now brainstorm already into contradiction. And others, they will slowly uncover the contradiction. You already contradiction. Okay, how? I will explain. So what is that? Is that flower is its object, the external there, because my valid eye consciousness can see that. You getting it? So which means that how you see, that is valid. Anybody who sees different from yours, that should be wrong. Because what you see externally means something there. There could be 10 flowers, 10 different flowers. If you only on one flower, right? If there are 10 different perceptions, there should be 10 different flowers. So why he is not answering? Because he's seeing the contradiction. You are getting it? Okay. So now, how many will say that if my perception of flower is correct, anybody who disagrees with mine, they're wrong? Resents. If I say my perception is correct, anybody who disagrees with my perception, they are wrong. Resents. This meaning. If you don't understand it, then emptiness of prasanga is far away. Then better go for lunch. Yeah. Tamge tuje shage rizo chon shenge mito de jomba sege lumbo tabo jebe ko shaye gebo kyolo salom oh mone mahamona yeswaha om mone mahamona yeswaha om mone mahamona yeswaha om mone mahamona yeswaha. Okay, three prayers together.